Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you, and thanks for checking out the channel. If you want your Adorbs vibes for the day, I recommend going and checking out the Miami Heat Twitter account to see Kel'el Ware's new kitten. Now, we have shown this kitten on the channel before because Kel'el Ware did post a photo of it that did look like that cat was possibly, and I mean this respectfully, plotting world domination. And they now have given the backstory of it on the Heat Twitter account. You see Kel'el going and picking the kitten out, and the cat just took a liking to Kel'el. He's got, the cat's name is Lycos. I don't know if that's like a Superman reference. Also, I'm not boned up on all my my comic book knowledge. I'm assuming that is like some kind of Superman reference, but I don't know. I do remember it used to be, for all you kids out there, we used to have multiple search engines. It was not just the old Google. You would have, Yahoo or Ask Jeeves. And then there was this one dog. There was a one search engine that was named Lycos. And it would be a commercial where it would be, Lycos, go get it. And the dog was the search engine. This was a crazy time, ladies and gentlemen. It was not just the Google or Quack Quack Go, whatever you're using to search your stuff out. That is not the way that it was. You used to have a bevy of options to go search. Now, obviously, one reigns supreme above them all, which is the way it works. Usually, one technology will reign supreme. But either way, Kel'el with his kitten, 2 scoops of adorable, dude. It was a delight to see that. Now, I got excited this week seeing Kel'el because he is, as the kids say, back in the lab. He had posted some photos on his gram that he was at the Heat Arena, starting to get that work in. No videos of it, but you could just, use the imagination that Kel'el is going and getting the work in over at 601 Biscayne Boulevard, which is a delight to see. It is a delight to see. I believe he also attended the Finns game. And the thing about Kel'el that is going to be exciting is how he is going to be unlocked with the Miami Heat. And I started thinking about this because I don't know. I am skeptical that he's going to start for the Heat. And I know a lot of people are very excited about this because they are obsessed with the idea of Bam at the power forward. But I am curious to see, because I don't think he'll start. I think that Nico and Bam will still be the front court. However, I am curious to see if he closes. I am curious if we do get to a point where Spo will trust him enough to go and close him, because a lot of times that will show if Spo trusts you even more than the starting. Starting gets such an obsession amongst people, but as you saw, as you can see, when it's gets down to brass tacks, who you're playing at the end is really what matters. So I am curious about this whole idea, because that would be, having his rim protection and having his ability to block shots on top of allowing Bam and Jimmy to kind of lock in a row. I feel like that is going to be that could be potentially an exciting skill, especially at the end of games. So we'll see. But I don't feel like that's going to be the case to start games. I feel like we all kind of have an idea where the starting lineup's going to go with Terry, Tyler, Jimmy, Jovic, Bam. I think it is going to start that way, but will it end that way? That's the interesting thing. And, will there be times where it is Bam and Kel'el out there, or is he going to be looked upon as that backup big? And when Jimmy comes in, last year at a time it was Kevin Love was kind of the backup big, but is there going to be a time where Kevin is the backup big? Is he going to be the backup big with Nico and Nico plays with Jimmy? Because there is that thing where Jimmy, gets the receiver hands out. Kevin will throw those outlet passes and get going. But, I think it's going to depend on certainly the defensive matchup about how much you want to play around with that. And then you have a lineup of Kevin, Nico, and Kel'el coming off the bench. Probably not. Anyway, just kind of playing a little. I haven't dove into this or given a lot of thought. These are like lonely thoughts as I'm wondering. I miss the Miami Heat so much as I'm just thinking about things. I saw a clip though. Pelle Larson was on Miami mic'd up with Jeremy Taché. Does fantastic work down here in South Florida on many platforms, including the Levitard Show and Sidelines for Your Miami Heat on Bally. But he had Swedish Swish on his podcast, and he said of Kel'el Ware, and this is pretty goosies, he's a cheat code. And I was like, wow, this is just sweet basketball. You get here soon. You get here soon. I'm sitting here and I'm just like looking at everybody starting to get ready for the season, and you've had the bridge of Bam. This was pointed out actually by Heat Clips on Twitter, but we also have the Goran Dragic retirement game, which is coming up very soon, which Jimmy Butler, I believe, is supposed to attend. And Gogi yesterday pulling at everybody's heartstrings because on Instagram, Goran posted this on his Instagram, the photo of him and Eric Spoelstra at lunch, and he said, Coach Spo, your guidance, support, and belief in me have made such a difference in my game and in my life. You've pushed me to my limits. You helped me grow as a player and taught me lessons that go beyond the court. I'm grateful for all the time and energy you've invested in making me better. Your passion for the game and dedication to the team is truly inspiring. I'm proud to be one of your players and had you as my coach. Good luck in the finals. Little cheering emojis, and of course the Heat. They also were able to see Goran Dragic saw his head coach go out there with his former teammate Bam Adebayo, gave them a little salute on social media. But that was Goosey's. And I saw Ethan Skolnick had reported that Goran has interest in coming back into the Heat organization after taking this year to be with his family, his first year of retirement. And I just got to say, whatever he wants, dude. I think that we got to find something for Goran. Heat lifer, Heat through and through. Something needs to happen there. I don't know what, but I need the organization to wrap their arms around this Slovenian dragon, this legend. And look, I guess 7's not going up in the rafters for him. It's going to move from Kyle Lowry, damage is done with him, to now it's Kel'el's number. But you saw Goran immediately give a little wink on social media to Kel'el Ware. So I want something to happen, man. I need Goran in the fold. I need him, Brate, vice president of Brate Relations, whatever needs to happen, dude. He needs to go out there, and we need to make Goran officially part of the Miami Heat organization. Needs to happen. So hopefully that is the case. Getting back to it, so Pelle Larson, he says that Kel'el Ware is a cheat code, and there was an article that Barry Jackson did where he I love when Barry interviews the scouts. Always exciting when he interviews scouts. And this scout had said, that's a talent, a modern-day center. He can block shots, has size, length, and it could turn out to be a very good pick. He gives them true size, and he says he did not see any of the motor issues that had plagued or had been around Kel'el Ware, which I got to say is pretty crazy because, that seems to really be the only knock on him. When you're looking at these centers who got taken ahead of him with, Zach Edey or dude from UConn, yeah, maybe more solid, less, more accolades, I guess, in the winning. But Kel'el, the talent, the ceiling, the abilities that are there, the only knock you could really find on him is motor. And I say this is it's really hard to be that size and feel like you're going to play balls to the wall nonstop, which, yes, I do find something that I'm going to be curious to see how much he can knock that. I did not see it to be a huge thing in Summer League. There were times where you're get some more rebounds. And I think that's why you had Udonis Haslem driving it home to Kel'el. Hey, get the rebounds every 3 minutes when you had him on his podcast. But I also think you could see the policy of it, what a house he was to try and corral. These guys could not do it. They could not do it. And you just think about the offensive game that he has, the shot blocking ability that he has. They feel like he could be even more versatile. I don't know if anybody's got the quick feet that Bam does to do what Bam does, but I think that they think this guy could be support. Hearing the words of Dan Basacchio talk about him and his teammates talk about him. Yeah, I think this guy could be a very important piece and could be a game changer in a lot of ways for the Miami Heat and what they're going to bring to the table. And you think about what he's going to bring to the table, the Jaime improvement, Nico's potential growth. You can't count on everybody skyrocketing. That's a fool's gold. You cannot always hope that every young guy is going to, uptick. It's not going to happen. We've seen this with Tyler, sometimes dealing with injuries or going through ups and downs, or Duncan Robinson dealing with his ups and downs. So you can't count on every young guy coming out, or Precious Achua not being great out of the gate, or Kendrick Nunn. Like, it happens. The young guys are going to go through the ups and downs. Even with Jaime, what he dealt with up and down this year, Bam will go through offensive slumps. Like, everybody does it. But the potential is very exciting. The potential is very exciting, and the extra elements that you have, having this extra lob threat to maybe have a Bam who definitely has more confidence in his 3-point game. All good things in the great words of Olaf. Pelle, by the way, these were the words from Barry Jackson's scout. He says, I like him, high IQ, decent athlete, good body, can create a shot, defend, competes, good all-around player. I think we all saw that with Pelle. Certainly does a lot of the winning things in the summer league that were noticeable. And I also love the fact that he's here with a teammate as well. I feel like that adds with the comfort in Keyshawn Johnson. And the other thing that's exciting about it is Pelle, talking to people who have been around him. When I was in Indianapolis, some guy who was an Arizona guy, he was like saying, God, this guy's competitiveness is piss and vinegar, I think is the way that he put it. And I was like, well, that's Miami Heat right there. That's them through and through. So makes sense why the guy was the pick, and why he was selected, and why he was the guy they wanted to go with. So exciting times.